All right, everybody, welcome back here to High Button Sports for our first game of the female portion here at the High Performance Camp. I'm back out of here with Dudes on color. How we doing, Dudes? Getting ready for the last weekend, but also lots of hockey in front of us here.
Yeah, bittersweet. Last section of the tournament, I was going to call it, the event. I got to go home for a couple days there, so a little bit of a reset here, and happy to get back, and it's another nice night to be inside a cold arena.
Absolutely. Couldn't wait to get in here and get going as we'll do the U14s and then the U16s with the back-to-back. And we'll get ready to start here. Pretty much exactly what you saw during the male portion here. And we'll get off to the race. Levantier tries to go up the left side with it. It'll come on back. Played to the middle for... Sorry, that's number 3 here on Pink, Sinclair. It'll be back to Sinclair. Circling and around. Hustled up the right side. Chased after. Avery Smith gets to that first down there in the corner. Bit of a collision as it moves up the right side. Fished out of there and played back to Claire Wallace. Good board battle as it falls into the right side corner. Brianna Payne. Payne still with it. Payne's going to circle around, gets that pass off, but then it's back into the left side corner. Payne with it into the feet. Payne plays that over to Chloe Leckie down there from the corner. Leckie back over to Payne. Payne in behind the net. She'll slow it down, try to play that out in front. It'll bounce to Brooke McDonald. Brooke McDonald looking for a lead pass, and it goes by some skates and will be sent down. No ices. That's waved off there, picked up by Ellie Sinclair. Sinclair back over to Eddie. Eddie here on the left side. Goes up the wall. That'll make it all the way down into the zone as Teal looks to pick up on it. Chloe Conrad. Down in behind. It rolls onto the stick of Claire Trumbull. Trumbull looks to get it out the right side. It's cut off. Chopped on back and onto the stick there of Primer. Primer turns it back the other way, stepping up, moving in, and burying it in behind for Team Teal. Sophie Rido with her first touch of the game. Just about 2 minutes in here, dudes. It'll be 1-0.
Yes, a product of the Valley Wild organization, so we did do a little bit of research the best we could, and it's nice that a lot of this information is out there. Still some unknowns, but we'll gather the information as we go here. But the Valley Wild product getting the team on the board.
1-0 the score, and before we even had a whistle on the board, so good start there. Exactly how you probably want to start the tournament as it comes to the left side. Will be pushed up ahead there by Ella Mills. Back and behind onto the stick of Drew Reynolds. Up the right side to Mills. Mills looks to poke that by. It'll come over to the right side, looking for a shot. It bounces off the glove of Ann Cliff and in behind. Chased after by Reynolds. Drew Reynolds up the wall with it to Umla. Umla gets it about halfway down, and it's pitched in behind there for Carver. Sorry, that's number 8, Kate Ford on defense. It'll be up to the forwards and brought into the zone by Mills. Mills loses that puck and now trying to turn it back the other way with Wheels McLeod. McLeod into the right side. She'll take a tumble. It'll fall back in for Umla. And along the end boards they go. Try to move it up the right side. It'll be pushed to the left, fanned on. Trying to push after that puck. In there to the corner, Kate Ford. Kate Ford goes over to the left side and up in behind, plays that off the boards. Josie McCormick to herself. McCormick gets it halfway down, and then it's pretty much cut off. Board battle down there near their hash marks as it'll free up in behind, grabbed by Sparks. Sparks in around to McLeod. McLeod back to Sparks. Leading pass, slowed up on the blue line, shot in, and it rolls out to the right onto the stick there of Devaney. She'll try to go up the left side with it, or the right side. It's picked up and in the other way. Team Pink with it, Sydney Power. Sydney Power loses that puck, and it's back the other way here by Carver. Carver leads up to Monroe Oliver. Monroe Oliver over the ringette line. Shot that one in behind. They'll skate after it. Bounces out the other side. Moving in behind on the end boards. It's onto the stick of Carver. Cut off near the ringette line. Carver comes out with it. Hustling down the boards over the red line. It's shot into the end wall. It's going to be scooped up here by Leventure for Team Teal. Number 2, the defense. Definitely recognize that name from provincials a couple years ago. A good little player out there. I believe it was at the BMO Pad A where I saw her play for maybe the East Inferno, if my memory serves me. Over to the left side, into the pads. It'll bounce back. That one onto the stick of Turner. Shot in behind as Brianna Payne looks for it. Cut off along the boards, and Chisholm with it now for Teal. So back and forth here. Gets it over to the left side, trying to center that puck to Scarlett Turner. Over here to Claire Wallace. Claire Wallace looks to go up the wall with it. It'll be down here in front and back in behind. Chloe Leckie. Chloe Leckie.
Nice pass.
Over to Payne. Payne taking some free space in through the middle here. Going to bring that in over the blue line to the left side. Trying to get that squared on. Hits this back of the net. Payne picks it up. Back out to the blue line. Shot tipped. That one's going to be into the right side. Claire Wallace with it. Claire Wallace back. Now pushed off in front, and it'll bounce over onto the stick of Teal, but Pink creating the turnover. Moved up the middle here now by Brown. Sent down and picked up by Pink number 3, Sinclair. Defense getting lots of work and covered up, and only one whistle through the first 6 minutes here, dudes. Back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth for sure. Lots of good plays. Starting off with some good offensive pressure, some good neutral zone breakouts, all that kind of stuff. The little details here, and you know, these first game here for these ladies, they're just trying to feel everybody out here, playing with some new players, maybe met some new faces, and you know, they've had a couple days to adjust and get to know people a little bit better, but still on the ice, it's a totally different ball game, I guess, if you will. And it's been a pretty good pace so far, back and forth. Not a whole lot of mistakes being made just yet.
I can see this pace continuing. I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It seems like they've just kind of settled in quickly into this one, and I wouldn't be surprised to see similar pace rolling through the rest of this period at least. That one sent back, and it'll bounce in behind, but it'll be slowed up there for Sinclair, and it actually makes it all the way for icing. She probably could have gotten a swipe on that, but they're going to let it go.
Yeah, so we'll flip it down the other end, but like we said, this pace, you know, one thing we do have to remember, these are the best players for their age here at this event, and that's based on the last spring camp. So, you know, these players are no slouches out here, and you can certainly expect the pace to be even higher here towards, you know, the second half of this game and maybe even into tomorrow, and let's hope for the whole thing. Fatigue definitely will set in at some point, though, but, you know, these girls are out here working hard, and they've earned every step that they've got.
Down along the right side, it's battled for. Rolls into the end boards and will be around for Turner. Turner in on the end wall, try to get it centered onto the stick as Peveril took a whack at it, I know, in there, but it looks like number 17, Gwyneth LeBlanc, is going to come out with the goal, and it'll be 1-1 here after a workers' goal there in front puts it away.
So two things there. Gwyneth LeBlanc from the Metro West Warriors, according to my notes here. And the other thing is, fun fact there, from Turner, the younger sister of Max player Tristan Turner. So there you go, who just recently got his name called at the QMJHL draft, if I'm not mistaken. So some good hockey blood there in that family.
Definitely recognize that name. I believe a former Wolverines player out there in Halifax. Turner, if not my mistake, but pretty sure on that one. And
yeah, it's up.
Good young player. That one played over to the left side. He would have been at this camp last year as well. Would have been too old for it this year, but I'm sure he passed on some of his experiences. That one onto the stick there of Reynolds. Reynolds goes up the wall with it. It's worked back in by Kaylee Primer. In along the end boards, caught up to first by McLeod. McLeod off of that puck now is Emerson Chason. Looks to work it out, but it's worked back into the right side corner. Chased after, picked up First here by Avery Smith, cut off in the corner. Up through the middle, that one backhanded onto the stick of Chason. Chason looking for an individual effort, but lots of pink back there to cover as Sparks cuts it off. Sparks over to the left side. Moved up ahead. Teal takes over as the board battle down here in front, 2-on-2. Right in front of the Scots, who are making the call, or the evaluators, I guess we'll say, who are making the call on who will make this team. So a good little board battle there early in the weekend. Picked up on the left side. Teal going to look to work that out. Chloe Conrad tries to snap that one out. It'll be hustled after, but won't have enough legs as Pink able to pick up on it. Teal keeps it in the zone as it bounces over to Monroe Oliver. Back in behind on that end boards. Grab by Payne. She'll try to hand it off. Teal still with possession. Back to the line. Conrad with a couple whacks in it. Gets in behind Devaney. Devaney trying to go on the defensive here, getting up to Sydney Power on the wing. Collision there along the boards as the under 16 girls are cheering there. Passed in behind. All sorts of pressure in there on Conrad. She'll try to skate it out from behind. Conrad cuts back over and gets the pass to her defense partner. Now back to Conrad up the right side to McLeod. McLeod turns it over. Kept into the zone here on the right side. Payne. Payne down near the hash marks. Into the middle. Gets to the feet and will bounce in around for Payne. Payne tries to get that centered. Up again to no man's land. Shot too far as it goes in behind off the stick of Bellin. Trying to catch up to that in behind, and a good battle as we get inside 10 minutes remaining here in the first. Plays back to the blue line. Shot rolls over to the right side. Off the end of the stick there, Brooke McDonald, the shield. Try to keep it in the zone. Now moving it to the offensive side. Teal chops out of it. That one will go down for an icing as she took a whack at it right before crossing that red line.
So yeah, the starting goaltenders, which I believe we forgot to mention here. First for Team Teal is number 72, Georgia Murray Chapman from the Metro East Inferno, and down in the pink net, number 79, Emma Ancliffe, and she's from the Metro West Warriors. So there you go. If we are incorrect about anything, feel free to call us out in the chat and give us the proper information. It's one thing we do try and pride ourselves on here, is giving the proper credit to these young hockey players. So if you notice anything that we slipped up on, try and be nice about it, but we can take it.
Puck picked up here into the neutral zone. It'll be up on the other side to Rideout. Rideout brings it in over the blue line. Played in behind, trying to go up the wall with it. Cut off there as Trumbull shoots that back in behind. Grabbed by Ford. Kate Ford slows down. Ford tries to get that passed out in front. It goes to the right side. That one comes in behind for Umla. In around the boards. Puck slowed up, and now it'll be hustled at here. Into the zone by Claire Oakes. Oakes has to cut back, but makes a nice move and then chases that into the left side corner. Caught up to it's poked out there by Eddie. Intercepted though is Rideout. Rideout back to the blue line. Shot and scores from the point as that one trickles through. Perhaps off the stick of Kate Ford as she took the shot from the point. I don't know if it was tipped, but she's heading to the bench first, and that'll be the 2-1, 8:28 to go in the first.
Yeah, normally the person that leads the charge is the one that scores. Not all the time, but you know, from us up here from a broadcasting standpoint, that's certainly something you look for, especially with something in front with a deflection or any of that note. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Kate Ford is from the Glace Bay Minor Hockey Association. I could be wrong, but I do believe I saw the sticker on the helmet. That's one of the players that I couldn't find the information that I needed, but for the most part, we think we got her here.
Yeah, the stickers on the helmet's often a good indicator where they played the previous year as they get those updated. And we'll have a face-off down here to the left. That one's going to be worked and around for Almond. Battled for down there in the corner as it goes 2-on-2. It'll be picked up in behind by Ava Brown in the feet. Ava Brown back to the line, and it's out of the reach. Hustling back into the zone and caught up to by Laventure. She'll pick up on that puck. All sorts of pressure as it's 2-on-1 and behind there. Good work down low by LeBlanc and Cormier. Still sticking at it 2-on-2, and then it'll be moved out to the middle. Grabbed here by Brooke McDonald. McDonald down the right side. It's steered into the corner. McDonald in behind. They're going to try to get that puck centered onto the stick here of Allman. Back in behind again. It's a cutback play by Primer. Back to the blue line. Shot just fires off into the corner. Pink picks up on it now. Back in behind for Primer. Primer in along the end board. Some battling and caught up to by Cormier. Cormier on Pink here. Intercepted by Teal and a low shot. That one's going to go back into the corner and allow a change for the forwards here on Teal, leaving the defenders out there, but lots of room, and that one will be tripped up and a whistle and an easy call there right dead center in the middle of the ice, 6:40 to go.
And that's a penalty call there, even if you're not trying to call much. I mean, that one calls itself. Puck here goes down with a stick in the feet. Pretty easy to put the arm up there, and we're going to see our first power play here. And I do believe the players here from the Metro West Warriors found themselves in Atlantics this past season, so a couple extra games for them this year. So look for them to kind of have an impact here early on. Most recent finish, I suppose. It's
nice at this young age to get kind of into those high important games and kind of teach the value of feeling the pressure and how you're going to perform under it. Obviously some pressure here at this camp, so you can bring that experience. If you haven't played in big time games yet, I mean, these girls are still pretty young, so lots of time to happen. But if you have, maybe something you can take to this camp with you. That one's picked up and away is McLeod up the middle. Backhand save made as they try to jam at it, but nice job creating the turnover there by Macy McLeod and getting a decent chance off of it.
Yeah, not often you see breakaways, let alone on the power play there, but a good burst of speed and behind the D. Just Teal defenders got caught just a little bit too far in the zone there, especially on the penalty kill, but you know, goaltender comes up big for them and keeps them right where they need to be.
So 2-1 still the score. That one's going to be one back to Sparks. Sparks hands it over to Devaney. Into the end boards. Chloe Conrad moves it around for Umla. Pinched in there. They'll try to fish it out of the half wall. It'll be in behind. Sydney Power with it. Power to the middle. That one's scooped up by McLeod. Back to the line. Teal in a foot race for it the other way. Active stick there by number 6 Sparks. Helps break it out, and it's to the left side. Trying to jump up on that puck. It'll be into the feet. Back over for Conrad. Conrad back in behind for Umla. Cut off here. Battling hard for it in below, and now set the length of the ice. Power play, so no icing there. 5:15 to go in the period. 35 in the power play. Pink up the right side to Claire Wallace. Claire Wallace, a turnover into the middle. That one's scooped up by Kim. Kim tries to get it out to center, and it'll roll into the end boards. Pink looking to reset here with 17 seconds on the power play. Grabbed and up through the middle. That one will be brought into the zone. 7 seconds left to go as it's cut back there to the middle, and that one's going to go over the head and in behind. Caught up to along the end boards. Rolls up the wall to the middle. Trying to get some stick lifts in there, and it's into the right side corner for Lecky. Lecky fishes it out of there. Lecky steps up. Shot into the glass in behind, and it bounces down on the left side back to the blue line. Trying to make some moves. It's into the feet. That one back in behind for Payne. Payne looking for the wraparound. The net comes off and the whistle goes, but not a bad attempt there to finish off the shift for Pink.
No, great pressure there. And Chloe Leckie, a name that I remember from this past season and also last year's camp, so I'm not sure if maybe weird birthday, underager or something like that, but she's always making things happen out there. We talk about that term, water bug on the ice, and just constantly on those loose pucks. And the other thing I'll say, too, is one thing I've noticed so far in this game is the communication has been unbelievable. Much more clear, concise calling for the puck from out here, especially where we're sitting, but lots of good communication out there, so it's always nice to know where your teammates are or the pressure.
In behind, inside 4 minutes to go here in our first frame for the U14s. Good pace to the first period with 3 goals and some penalties mixed in as well. That one's to the ringette line. It's into the feet, trying to spin around. Pink's going to push that into the corner. Trying to catch up to that puck. Shot back in the other way. It'll send just for the icing, and 3:29 to go. We'll head back over.
The other thing, too, is so far positionally sound. Some of these girls might be playing out of position, whether that be left wing, right wing instead of center or something like that, just trying to get into the lineup somehow here. But you don't see too many of these girls out here out of position so far just yet. And sometimes that can be a double-edged sword, but you see a lot more run and gun from the male side. And I do like the formations and the commitment to their positions here so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth moving hockey. That one back in behind, grabbed by Angoin. Up the left side wall is intercepted and played back. It'll be circled around. Sinclair takes the extra moment to try to work it up the wall here in front, but they'll have to stay at it. Gets back in behind from Conrad. Back to Sinclair. She'll try again. It's right down here below us. Caught up in the feet again, and third time trying to be the charm for Sinclair. She'll get pressure down. Turned over, though, as they work for it up the side, and Teal ends up with it. 2:40 to go in the period. It's back to the blue line. Shot into the pad. It'll be slowed down, and look at that. Playing the puck with confidence. No need to blow the whistle there as it's played back down. And Cliff pushed that out with her stick at the top of the circle, and will continue on up to the right. Chop down near center. That one will be hustled after and picked up on the backhand by Primer. Moved into the left side. It's cut off there along the boards. Now trying to move that to the middle again. It'll be out of the zone, back into the zone. We see the Andrews hockey sticker on the back of the helmet there for Kaylee Primer. Andrews Hockey, friend of the show.
From the Cape Breton Blizzard, Primer.
Back in behind, 1:39 to go now in the first. Left side, picked up, Teal. Teal looking to move it up ahead. It's onto the stick and moved up the wall by McCormick. Josie McCormick gonna make it all the way down and just hand that back to her line mate, Chason. They can't get it in front for a good shot, but now it'll be from the right side, tipping around and right from in front. Back over to McCormick. Played off and jumped on there in the blue paint. 1:11 to go.
Yeah, good shift there from those two Inferno teammates, getting the nod here on the same line and kind of making things happen here. And whether you play on the same line all year or not, being around each other all season long creates some really good chemistry. And they're going to get looks with all kinds of different ladies here on their line combinations. But so far, so good here from pretty much everybody on the ice.
And we're going to take a 10-minute break, so if this is your first time watching, we do have the 10-minute intermissions for the ice clear. So it's a full game sort of setup here. So in a minute from now, we'll be taking a 10-minute break and then be back for the second after. Picked up on the left side. Claire Oakes tries to get that in on the blue line. Oakes will work it in just over the line. Now back over. Up on the left side, 41 seconds to go. Teal keeps it in the zone, and a save there with the shoulder pad. That one bounces back in behind. Pink looking for it. Sparks tries to get it. Sparks into the feet. Leading pass over to the side for Macy McLeod. McLeod now in over the blue line. McLeod to the left side corner. 22 seconds to go. Pushed off the puck there as they'll battle hard down low. 2:21's going at it. Outside of the zone here. 10 seconds. Gets played across onto the stick and over by Ford. Trying to move it up. 3 seconds to go, and that should just about take us to the end of the first with our 2-1 score here, dudes. 1 period in. We'll be back shortly for the second period. See you then. All right, and we are back here with 20 minutes to go here in the second period as we kick off for our second frame duder. Pretty good pace to the first frame. We only saw about less than 10 whistles through the course of that 20-minute period. Lots of back and forth, and I'm thinking we're going to see more of the same here this afternoon for our next one.
Yeah, it's they're only going to get more comfortable, and you know, you grip the stick a little bit hard. Maybe I'm wrong, but a little bit of nerves out there. It's the first time for some of these young ladies to be in a situation like this, but we'll see how they make out. But the pace is only going to get better, Jeff. That's my prediction.
So 20 fresh minutes on the clock. And the puck dropped in there. That one's going to come over to the wall. It'll be skated over. Claire Oak's going to pick it up the center down the left side. Losing that puck. It'll fall in behind by Lecky. Lecky with it.
Oh.
Over skated and grabbed by Oaks.
That's the really wet ice that we talked about in the last section, Jeff, but got to be careful out there. That water can defend pretty well behind that net.
Down the right side, and it'll be into the end boards and caught up to first by Lecky. Moved into the middle and now onto the stick of Wallace to the line. A low shot, left side, chance for it, but couldn't get the shot off. Was Payne. Had that hand a little too low on the stick there on that one attempt, and maybe kind of double clutched with that once that puck got close.
Sometimes the puck just surprises you. You're in a position, doesn't look like it's coming, and all of a sudden there it is in front of you with a wide open net, and sometimes that can startle you down there in front of the net.
Yeah, in hockey, the old adage, too much time might come back to bite you, really does apply itself. I mean, we've seen breakaways. I'm sure you've been on them in the day, and the shootouts when you play, trying to win a game, and you're given that much time, you can kind of overthink it. More of an off-the-rush type of player, I'm guessing. You know, you got to take that 1 or 2 seconds to let the shot go, but as soon as that expands into 3 and 5, then you can start to get the stone hand dekes going, or you can just fire it in behind with excitement.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to choose in the moment until your brain tells you exactly what's going to happen, but you just hope that it does the right thing at the right moment. But a lot of times, like, you know, this game's so fast and things happen pretty quickly that sometimes it's out of your control.
Down the right side here by Mills. Mills coming off the corner with it. Backhand. It's rolling around there in the blue paint and almost jammed one home. It'll be a rush the other way here for Team Pink and over the blue line. Back in along the end board. Slowed up onto the stick there of Reynolds. Reynolds trying to go to work down there, but taken over by the larger Angon. Move to the middle, left side, chance in front, it's jamming around, and that one stays out again.
Not sure how.
Close chance and into the right side, and a couple good looks here early. Back to the blue line, another chance, and it's in the blue paint and covered up after some good whacks.
So the newly entered goaltenders, number 80, Lydia Higgs, and number 70, Abigail Reed from the Quad County U14 AA, and if my notes are correct, Jeff, once again, Lydia Higgs from the Bedford Blues U13 AAA team, and her first real touch of the game was a body that crashed into the crease.
Well, up to the task here so far, a few moments in, as that was a good chance there early on Lydia. Made the save down the left side. They're going to fight for it in along the end boards. It'll be skated over and tried to touch up on that. Freed up along the wall there for Rideout. Teal trying to get that out of the zone as it bounces back in behind. Carver gets to it first, and it's up near the hash marks. Player down there. In again. Cut back play to the middle. Chance. Over skated. Stick handling. Comes to the left side. Picked up by LeBlanc. LeBlanc tries to get that back in behind, and it's into the corner. McCormick whacks away. Back onto the stick there, Cormier. Cormier flipped into the left side and grabbed by Turner. Turner in along the end boards. Pink maintaining some pressure here in the offensive zone. Lots of time and over skated there by number 21, Monroe Oliver. She'll go down. Back into the corner. Up the left side again. It's kept in the zone. Little flip pass down to Macy McLeod, looking to work away into the middle. Stopped up. Laventure now going for a skate in over the red line. Can't make it over the blue, though, as it bounces over here to the left side. Pink going to try to pick it up, going for a skate. Sydney Power, but can't bring it in. Onto the stick, James. Molly James to the right side, caught up to by McLeod. McLeod back to James. James in along the end board to the top of the blue paint. And onto the stick. Picked up, going for a skate here. Teal the other way, and after a long extended time in their own end, dying for a shift change there. The defense will stay out, though. 1-on-3 down there in the corner as Pink lots of time to fish that in around. From the end board, stop up play by Chisholm. Chisholm got that down to Eddie, but it's fished off to the wall to Sydney Power. Back in there behind for Sinclair. Sinclair along the end wall. Backhand. Over to Eddie. Into the end boards. Pink gets to it first there. Macy McLeod looks to go up the right side with it. It's cut off, trying to center that puck. Rolled up ahead and now looking for a lane up the left side. Turning on the jet, Sydney Power. Power forced into the end wall there by Brown. The forward comes back for Teal and makes a great play.
Yeah, really good back check there from Ava Brown. You could see the determination on her face from right here, and product of the Shabukto Atlantics Minor Hockey Association. So there you go. A lot of these organizations were very well represented here in this event so far, and there's a reason why these players are all here, and it's always nice to see a lot of the organizations represented.
Lead pass there and a tangle up that's going to result in a penalty and a hooking call, trying to enter the zone, and not surprised to see that one go.
No, and there's Chloe Leckie once again causing a stir down there, got herself in behind and pretty much forced Teal to take a penalty. And a lot of the times, Jeff, in those situations with a breakaway looming, it's always, we're going to call it a good penalty to take. You won't really hear too much backlash from the coach about that type of penalty, especially with the puck on a stick like Leckie.
And with 14:20 to go in the second, good pace again here to start the period as the face-off will be here to the left. That one's dropped in from the corner and fished up ahead to the middle. Trying to move up the right side with it. It'll be in over the blue line, handed off. Down low by Rideout. Rideout in behind. On the left side.
Nice play.
Moving ahead and knocked off the stick there on the active stick as Wallace tried to bring that out of the zone. Skated over. Back onto the stick there, Cleary. Cleary gets it to the right side. Up ahead. Payne handed that off. Shot too high and it hits the mesh. Goes down there. Our high button flag. And if you notice me saying the names quite a bit is because they aren't using name bars out there, and really these are just random numbers attached to the girl's name. So if it's a lot of names back and forth and over, just trying to give you the full picture. It's a bit different commentating tryouts, dude. It's not really what we're used to with tournament play or regular season even. So just a few minor adjustments up here in the booth for us.
And we're still getting used to the players. We've seen, over 100 players in the last few days. And, we are familiar with some of these players over the past season or so. And, we want to, like you said, give everybody their names out there as much and give as much information and just as much recognition as we possibly can. So it's not, like you said, going to be our standard commentary where a lot of the times we're just focused on the play, but we like to kind of tell some stories, things we saw, and we spend a lot of time near the player, so it's always nice to kind of give the viewers at home a taste of what they're acting like or how the vibes are in the meal hall and etc. So just a little bit different here from us, and it's no big deal.
I can tell you one thing, the U16s were rolling in as we were heading out for our break in between the periods, and they were certainly ready to go as their first game upcoming right as soon as this one ends. That one down the right side into the corner. It'll be chased after by Chason. Chason works that along the boards and it comes over to the left side. Trying to put that on. It's in behind to the right corner. From down low. That one's fished out, centering pass, whacked at, but it jumps the stick and bounces over onto Deveni's stick. Trying to get that out in front, picked up by Pink. Cut off along the wall is it's 2-on-2 there down low. Fished out, Teal coming out with a nice move, getting around one there, Ella Mills, but can't get around the second as it's rolled in behind. Levanture now, not afraid to go for a rush. That's what I remember about her style, and go all the way down the left side, trying to center that puck. Moves it up the wall, picked up by Smith. Smith shoots it on, it plays off into the corner, onto the stick there of Peveril. Peveril in behind, onto the stick of Sparks. Sparks back over to the middle. Picked up number 18, Cormier for Pink, kind of getting held up on the way to the net there, and the arm behind the play will go up, and not too surprised. Penalty coming, 11:23 to go in the second.
I like that call from the officials, and the one so far, just pretty much anything that's going to impede the progress of a potential scoring chance, which pretty much is the definition of a penalty, but kind of letting them do their thing out there until something is taken away of that nature.
That one was definitely an easy one, and the one in the first was easy, so the two called have been obvious, and any of the other stuff, like you said, they've kind of let them go. Face-off will come down to the left.
Lavantier just got caught behind the play there. She went for that rush and just couldn't get back in time, so ended up having to grab on to the player, and she'll sit for 2, maybe less here.
Yeah, they won't allow that in many leagues or many games, dudes.
Nope, they even call that one in the old Sunday Night Men's League, so.
Absolutely. Get the wheels going and try to get your team on the power play. As that one gets played over to the left side. Onto the stick, they'll bring it in, LeBlanc. It's along the half wall. Played to the middle, and a sweeping shot doesn't go, and it'll come around for Conrad. Conrad tries to send the lead pass, and it's sent down. Obviously no icing here on the PK. Back in from the corner, picked up. Nice job creating that turnover. Monroe Oliver tries to get it across, and it'll exit the zone onto the stick of Livingstone. Back in front, Pink gonna pick it up. Gwyneth LeBlanc here in front on the left side. That one steered in behind. McCormick up the wall, into the feet, and now bringing it back around. 2-on-1 the other way, gonna elect to shoot it. Frees itself out there for a moment. Spinning, still a loose puck, and that one jumped on and off the stick. Pink, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication there too, as that was a clear-cut 2-on-1. Not able to get a shot through. Definitely maybe an extra second taking the look there would have produced a pretty good scoring chance.
And I think she might have looked up and maybe saw that pink jersey coming out of the corner of her eye on the back check there. Maybe just didn't think that she was able to get that puck there and didn't want to miss an opportunity for a shot, which I don't hate. It's a pretty good play there. If you're going to end the play with getting a shot on goal or towards a goal, it's usually not going to be frowned upon too much.
Yeah, but that one bounced off a body and didn't reach the net, so got to call that one an opportunity missed for Teal on the power play, or on the PK at least, so I guess no harm, no foul at the end of the day regardless. Kill some time off the clock. 9 minutes to go as the penalty is over. Laventure back in and trying to get that along the boards. It'll play into the corner. Hustled hard down there. Chisholm in along the end board. Some whacking away at it as Pink picked up by Sinclair. Sinclair played it around to Eddie. Eddie trying to go up the wall with it in a good hustle play back in here behind, and Teal's going to have to get to it. Umla just changes her course of direction to cut that puck off. Caught up to it in the feet. One's back in behind. D-to-D pass, ends up on the stick there of Ford. Trying to jam away. That one, chop that into the zone, and will come out back the other way, chased after. I don't think it has legs for icing. It doesn't, as we'll continue on here. Eddie in behind. Eddie slows up. Up the wall over to Brown. Brown played across left side, jumps the stick there over to Chisholm. Back in behind, Brooke McDonald. Teal moving it all around. Everyone getting touches with it down low here, trying to get that puck squared away for a shot. Still 2 on the score. Down and sent the length of the ice, but I don't think that will have enough legs. It just dies out. I guess we watch.
Nick of time, eh?
I guess we watch enough hockey, dudes. We're able to call those ones correctly.
That's not often we're 100% correct up here, but so far so good.
Yeah, it's tight on those lines with the clear-outs. These girls clearly trained to go back and get that puck until the last moment, and that definitely helps keep the game moving. Into the middle, shot, and that one just goes wide as Higgs needed to be on her toes, and that one just misses, but I think she would have gotten in front of it just anyway. That one from the end boards, trying to go up the right side. Onto the stick there of Lecky. Lecky in over the blue line. Lecky down the right side. Lecky pulls back on the blue line. Shot from distance, and a nice shot there. Just not on the mark, but had enough power to probably do some damage if that's squared on net.
I don't even think Reed saw it until it hit the end wall, and then she heard it. So using those bodies in front, and that's just a nice play to gain entry into the zone by Lecky, and then she fires it back as she drew 2 defenders right to her, which obviously means someone is going to be open based on the numbers.
Passed across. That one jumps out near the hash marks. It'll be worked into the right side corner. Nice pass there by Trumbull and sent on, and we'll get a whistle here. 6:33 to go here in the second.
So on that icing note too, you said the players are trained to skate back till the very last second, and that's part of what you look for as an official there is the minute they stop hustling is when you're going to wave that icing off. So even if it is a clear-cut dump, as soon as you show that lack of effort, they wave it off, and it's just to stop the players from kind of cheating the system, because sometimes you get a weaker dump that doesn't quite go all the way down the ice, and you can get there no problem, but a lot of it is that gray area and kind of at the ref's discretion, but that's normally what you see.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're thinking about it, hockey doesn't really have too many gray areas when it comes to the reffing. I mean, obviously penalties here and there, but those can be obvious, and icings and offsides are pretty much obvious, and you compare that to a umpire in baseball, dudes, where the entire thing is pretty much subjective to who's calling the game. And hockey lends itself well to a bit of a more even, fair game, as crazy as that sounds. I know we get mad at the refs sometimes, but if you're thinking about it in the large scope of things, if you can follow that script and throw in, your own kind of flair, refs usually are able to build pretty good careers out of that. That one's sent in, and a beautiful save there with the blocker along the end boards as Higgs makes her best save here, kind of getting late into her first period of action. Remember, 1 period apiece for the goalies, so you got to do what you can with it. We've seen some goalies in the boys section put up 15 to 17 saves in a period and have stellar performances to make an impact in games, and it's just kind of the luck of the draw a bit with the shooting and how it plays out.
One thing about a goaltender, I look down at Higgs there, and her gear is just absolutely peppered in puck marks down there. And, if you're looking down at a goalie, you think 2 things. One, that gear is obviously not brand new, but also she's faced a lot of rubber and made a lot of saves this past season. So that's a good sign. When you look down, you see those fresh white pillows. You're thinking, I'm not going to put any marks on those. I'm going to find the back of the net. And you're going to continue without marks.
Yeah, it does add a bit of an intimidation factor, especially because looks pretty comfortable back there in those pads. She's thrown them out a couple times here, and we'll see if maybe throughout the course of the next few games, if that's a trend there for Higgs, who, like we said, made a great play there from her backside and another one earlier in the period as well. Never given up on a puck.
Nope, and that's a pretty good skill set to have early on in your goaltending career. It doesn't look like she's ever out of position down there, and granted, there hasn't been a whole lot of grade A chances. But when you look comfortable down there and you don't look behind you on those shots and things like that, then you're feeling pretty good about your game, and so is your team.
Left side, that one into the corner, and now it'll be along the end boards, back to the stick there for Bellin. Bellin takes a whack at it. She'll try to use the skates to keep it in the zone. It'll stay in on the blue line. Over to the left, chopped out once, jumped out at the top of the circle, and 4-12 will get another save off a decent opportunity there in front.
Yeah, good play that came from up top. They got it in deep, worked it back up top, kind of changed the eyesight for the defenders and got one down to the high slot area. And it's not often you get yourself an odd man rush right down in that slot, and they did a good job of getting to the open player, but good save down there from Chapman.
Face off here to the left is player down there in front, but right back up. Molly James as it heads down the left side.
Sorry, that was Reed there with the save. My apologies.
Back in here, Abigail Reed finishing up her duties here in the next 4 minutes of the second period for Team Teal. That one down the left side, in over the ringette line, shot, scores as that one past the glove, and a nice little flick of the wrist there for number 22, Sydney Power. And our first goal here of the second period comes late in the frame.
Yeah, this is a good burst of speed there, and Sydney Power has been flying early on in this game, and it was just about time before she found one towards the back of the goal there, and she's had some opportunities. She's got in behind the D, and that's kind of her biggest skill set that I've seen so far, is her ability to kind of react or read and react to the play, but also her speed. So good skill sets to have for sure.
Got that one touched up onto the stick there. 20, 21, and 22 out there for Pink as it's into the right side corner, trying to dig off of that puck, and Monroe Oliver putting in some elbow grease as it comes in around the end boards. Picked up from the left side into the feet. Up the right now. Grabbed here by McCormick.
Great play.
Chips that puck and picks it up on the other side. Tries to get a centering pass. Left side chopped at. Goes too far. From the corner as gets kicked around. Up to Eddie. Eddie with it. Isla Eddie from the back end works that down the right side. Picked up by Pink again. Toe drag in there to the middle, and 22 looking for more, but it'll come back in through the middle again. Back down here in front over to Cleary. Joanna Cleary. Oh. Plays that back around, and it'll have to force Primer to step up. Down along the left side boards there. Back in behind, trying to get that puck centered. Up onto the stick, Laventure. Serves her penalty way earlier in the second, and now getting down in the play, trying to chip it from the corner. She'll hustle hard along those end boards, and it comes over to Payne. Payne up the right side, and it'll be sent down. Will it have enough? And it just will. 2 minutes on the dot left to go in the second 2-2 game.
So one thing we always comment on is the players staying back for their defenders when they jump in the play, and Ava Brown now has been playing a 200-foot game, in my opinion now. She's had a really big back check there earlier on in the period, and now sitting back there for Laventure. So when you know one of your defenders is going to be jumping in the play, it's always nice to read, and it's just like a small detail that really goes a long way, and I'm sure these evaluators definitely notice those things, Jeff.
You need to have players on the team that can cover that. The two-way forwards, we could call them. Down the right side, it's in for Cleary. Cleary plays that around the end boards over to Lecky. Trying to get that out, and it's in behind. Going to hustle down the right side. We're over the red line. Stop-up play. Back in behind. Alice Leventure spins it around. Comes out to center. Teal trying to take advantage. Goes in along the boards. Caught up to. Down in front. Chopped back through the middle, and head full of steam. Sparks. Sparks gets it into the zone, but then cut off. 1:11 to go here in the second. Up the wall with it. Trying to dig it out of there. Pink's going to pull that back around. Lecky. Lecky into the middle. Good moves there. Can't get the shot off, though. Onto the stick to the left side. Trumbull with 45 seconds to go. Pink looking to push here late in the period. Leventure first to that puck, and a nice little play up the left side to clear it out of harm's way. Onto the stick and in behind. Devaney plays it over to the left. That one's in over the boards. Wallace. Wallace shoots into a shin pad. 21 seconds now from the end board. Trying to go up the wall with it. It's cut off, and we have 12 seconds, but it's pulled back in by Teal. Conrad. Conrad over to Livingstone. Livingstone up the wall to Kim. Kim trying to get it out, but that'll bring us to the end of the second. So 2-2 the score here at the end of two. Tie game heading into the third in about 10 minutes. See you then. back here with the third and final period here for game number 1 of the U14s at the high performance camp here for the female portion. The refs, the last ones to arrive as we get set and get ready for a puck drop here. 2-2 the score. Quick first 2 periods. We'll see if the third follows suit. That one worked down the left side. Trying to pick up on that. It'll be moved on over. Pink into the zone over the blue line. Low shot and covered up there. 20 seconds in.
New goaltenders here for the third period. 76, Carly Landry down there for Pink. And down here just to our right for Team Teal, number 71, Ava Fry from the Metro West Warriors. And I forgot to mention that Landry was from the Quad County Whitecaps. So there you go, products of those 2 organizations. And now they're going to get their first touches here early on.
Puck dropped in and it slides in behind, and confident play there to push it aside by Fry. Slowed down along the boards, and that one will come back in behind. Chop that. Pink's going to pick up on it with Hangon trying to go up the right side with it. Move into the left here. Teal with a shot and save made as quick little chance in there off the rush by the defense, Kate Ford. And we'll have a face-off down here to the left, about a minute in. Line changes for both sides.
So we did get confirmation Ford from the Glace Bay Miners organization. And a good rush there, end-to-end. And I'm pretty sure, a little birdie told me, Angione's father, I think, played maybe in the Q or the OHL. So a little bit of a hockey bloodline there as well. So always appreciate the information and the fun facts about the people. And it's nice to give a little bit more insight on the players and their families for sure.
Back to the end boards, and it'll be worked up by number 9, Carver. They can't get it out, though, as Pink looks to fight for that from the corner. It'll go up the wall, onto the stick there. Turner, then a shot in front, worked into the corner. Grabbed by Cormier. Cut off along the boards by the onrushing McCormick. Cut off again as the arm goes up, and a penalty coming here early in the third. That one's going to be for tripping.
And Fry's paddle was caught up in the back of the net there, so she made that save without a paddle, and she came right out and attacked that shooter, and I don't mind that play one bit. You know, the player, the shooter, running out of time and space. You have your defenders all around the crease. Play the odds. She came flying out, made a nice save, and then kind of gathered her stick from in behind the net. And the stick blends right in with the mesh down there, that all-white stick, so I didn't really notice right off the bat, but I guess no paddle, no problem for her down there.
Face-off will be here to the left. Laventure plays that across onto the stick there of Carver. Shot into the left side. And he picked up by McDonald. McDonald in behind. McDonald back onto the stick here of Carver. Carver from the left side. It'll go into the hash marks. Back to Carver. Shot there off the shaft of the stick, but Teal picks up on it, trying to advance it into the right side. It'll be into the corner, grabbed by Chisholm. Chisholm fishes it out back to Laventure, who stick handles. It'll fall off the end of her stick. She'll be forced to retreat and pull back, trying to use some of those edge works to buy some time and space. They're still going to have to battle for it along the wall, and it's picked up by Chisholm. Chisholm back to Laventure. She'll pick it up to the middle. Low shot, save made, and it'll just be covered on the top of the blue paint there a minute into the penalty.
Yeah, some good sustained pressure down there on the power play. Got the one shot through, but Landry there make the initial save and then covered up. And a few of these Whitecaps players playing in their home colors here, so probably feeling pretty comfortable out there in those pants with the teal stripe. Look mighty good, might I add.
Yeah, just like the pads on the last goalie there, which was also teal and black. Those were looking pretty slick. Back into the left side.
It's crazy what today's day and age has for gear wear. Back in the day, you got whatever color was available. Now you can customize. I know they have those gear patches that you can kind of pick what color, so that'll save the goaltenders' parents a lot of money, and I know a lot of them listening here certainly appreciate that. It's an expensive position, and especially at this age where they keep growing.
Left side shot. That one bounces in off the end board and will be down onto the stick. Kim got back, shot into the pad, and pushed aside again into the end boards. Grabbed by Kim. Kim played that across, trying to scoop in front, passed in, and deposited into the back of the net there on the right side, and the benches erupt for a goal.
It looked like that was Kim at the back door there, playing for the Western Riptide, but also Jeff played a couple games in the Valley High School League for the Clare team, so playing up a level, and it's always good, you know. You see a lot of like the exceptional player statuses in the male side of things, but it's nice for these girls. A lot of them, especially in the next age group, can double up and play high school hockey as well. So reps is everything, and you want to get these girls on the ice as much as you can. And of course, the female game has grown so much over the last few years. If I even need to mention it, the PWHL, and it's always nice to have those dreams as a young girl as well to be able to play in the pros.
Absolutely, and the pro league looking pretty enticing, growing every year now in the PWHL. So exciting stuff for these young women, and that one will be kicked up through the middle, trying to take a whack at it. Toe drag, backhand by Teal, and that one into the back of the net, and just like that, it's 4-2. That was a nicely executed backhand by number 16 there, Ella Mills for Team Teal.
Ella Mills from the Cape Breton Blizzard, and a real good backhand. It's not a shot that you see chosen too often, Jeff, and it's a tough shot to read, and she proved that there. So confidence on the backside, and it's always nice to be able to see the stick skills from both sides.
We'll head back to center. Dropped in. It'll be over into the end boards and scooped up by Conrad. Conrad, who's in along the end, plays it up the right side. Back into the zone there. It's Lecky. Lecky from the corner. Cut off near the ringette line, and it'll be onto the stick of McCormick. McCormick back in behind, so Teal now with the 2-goal lead and pushing the pace in this one. 15:42 left to go here in the third, so a few more whistles through the first 5 minutes of this period. That one played back in behind, grabbed by Bellin. Bellin across for Turner. Turner looking to move it up ahead. It's Teal who play that off the boards. Clean bounce in behind onto the stick of Bellin. Bellin gets the pass off, and now leading pass into an open area. Skated into by Payne down the right side. Dropped it off. Into the middle. Can't get a stick on it, and it'll come down the left. Looking for a lead again, and it's cut off. Trying to put these pucks into the right area to create chances. Pink on the defense now that they're down 2. So 5 minutes gone here in the third period. In over the red line. That will be backhanded down along the boards. Up ahead. Teal going to hand that off. Left side shot. Nice save there as they'll be scooping it out of the pads and in behind. In along the end boards. Try to get that up the wall. Grabbed by Pink. Lecky. Lecky goes down. Try to chip it in behind. It's on for Chisholm. Chisholm. Back in. It'll roll for Brooke McDonald. McDonald. Back in for Chisholm. Chisholm from a sharp angle. Blockered away. In along the boards. Try to keep it in on the blue line. They do. Teal, nice pass across. Chance here, point blank. Gonna pass it, and it's buried in behind. Perfect pass from Chisholm, and a perfect finish by Brooke McDonald to finish it in front there.
That's a dream scenario there as a goal scorer, wide open on the back post. And a really good feed back there. That has to be perfectly placed to get by the goaltender and the defender's sticks, and a real good finish by Brooke McDonald there from the Fundy Highland Stars. So representing that Pictou County-ish area. And speaking of Teal, I look over and I do recognize one of the camp coaches here, Kendall Dorian, a former player of the Northern Selects U18, and had herself quite the career in 58 games at 97 points. And I do remember that name from Atlantics, Provincials, the summer camps, and also the regular season this year. So keep an eye out for that name in the next couple of years for sure. Nice to see her giving back too.
Definitely wouldn't mind having her coach me behind the bench there. So fortunate that she's given her time, and geez, what a career there at that U18 level. The new sort of deal there for the older girls.
Yeah, and a pretty good SO Cup too, which is the Nationals. 6 points in 7 games. I mean, what more do you want there from one of your top producers?
That'll definitely do. Back in behind, picked up by Sinclair. And obviously congrats to her on all the success, and happy to see at the camp here supporting the women's hockey at the next step. That one shot in, and covered at the top of the circle. 13-15 now to go in the third. So 3 goals for our first 7 minutes, and a bit of a different tune than the first 2 periods. But we're going to continue on here in the third, and next up we're going to have the U16s, as it looks like Purple and Powder going at it.
And I think they did come up with some, fun names for their teams instead of just Purple and Powder, so we'll wait to see what those are. We got to get the information from down below, but a little bit more fun up there, Jeff, when you have a little bit more to call than just the color. Makes it a little more interesting for us, at least, anyway.
Yeah, you can feel free to call them by their nicknames. I'll be, I might have to stick to the originals, but regardless, the nicknames, I guess, will be revealed next game. 5-2 the score with 13 minutes to go here in the third.
I'll definitely be calling them by their nicknames here. It's a little bit more fun, and you know that when they go rewatch these games later, that'll trigger in their minds quickly, and they can sit there and laugh and giggle about who came up with the name, why they did, and maybe any sort of hidden meaning that we're definitely not going to be aware of. So we'll see how it goes anyways. It probably will slip my mind when the time comes, but a lot easier just to say what you're seeing.
The thought is there for sure, but lots of hockey over the course of the next few days. These teams will be going at it over and over, trying to prove themselves as to why they should make the team. 12:37 left to go here in the third. It's played back and around. It'll be onto the stick there of Chloe Conrad, trying to go up the right side. Chased after, and good wheels from the back end, cutting off Mills, but she had a nice little rush at it in behind, and that one will be sent down for the icing. 12:19 to go. We'll try again. Full-scale change coming for both sides.
I'm going to revert back there to the Kendall Doran thing. There is an article on the internet now through the Hockey News about her being one of the top prospects coming out of this area for the NCAA this year. So, like I said, keep an eye out there for that name, and that's a pretty big honor from the Hockey News, something that back in my day was a magazine that you used to get delivered monthly to your door, and I used to get the subscription for Christmas, so aging myself a little bit, but really cool feat there, and we're excited to see where she goes. But right now, we're focused on these young ladies on the ice.
Picked up here. Sparks worked that back in behind, and it's hustled after by Ford. Ford down into the right corner and trying to move up the wall with it. That one's back past the red line. Over to the left side. Back in the other way, grabbed by Sutherland. Sutherland in over the blue line. Brought back over and intercepted on the turnover in the other way. Pink, right side, shot, save made. Up to the task there, Ava Fry off the end of the stick there of James, who created the turnover and got a good chance at it to try to cut this lead down for Pink.
And a goal already in this game on a similar play where she uses her speed and body position, in fact, to get into the clear there, or almost into the clear, and create an opportunity for herself. So good straight line hockey there from Sydney Power from the Metro West Warriors. And the Warriors have 11 representatives here in this event. So the Atlantic champion, or not the Atlantic champions, but Atlantic attendees from Nova Scotia, well represented here in this program now for the U14s.
Back from the middle, a lead pass, gets over to the right side, steps in, and quickly fired on for the save. 11-17 as from one end to another. A good little rush there. Face-off going to be coming here to the left. I believe we're back at it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be a 4-game day for us here at High Button, as we'll play 2 in the morning and then 2 games to finish us off there at night. So lots of action now that the young ladies have been here for a few days. They were doing just practice and training sort of sessions to start, but now that the games have started, they won't stop until they head home on Sunday. That one worked in from the left side. Trying to spin that out. It's glued to the ringette line. Now it'll come to Leventure, who takes a couple stick handles and then just plays it back in behind. It's going to bounce on for Turner. Turner back in behind. Leventure with it. Turn the head up and connect on a pass here in front. Nicely done there. Now over to the right side for Chisholm. Chisholm near the ringette line, getting caught up. Down by the hash marks. Cut off along the boards there by Turner. 3-on-3, and Pink coming out of it, and it could be a 2-on-2 heading back the other way. Lecky looking for a lane to the middle. Lecky still with it, poked off, and she'll be hauled down. Touched up by Teal. And a holding call there, and Brooke McDonald looks to be heading off, I believe. Brooke McDonald, yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's heading off. 10-10 to go, and it'll be a 2-minute penalty.
That's part of what Chloe Lecky brings to the table, is that speed and tenacity on that puck. And, you know, you get yourself into some areas where you're going to get a potential scoring chance, and you're going to draw some penalties here, and speed is a big component of that, and she does another great job to draw another one.
Over to the left side. It's on the stick, fanned on. So we'll get that down into the corner and try to work that back in around. It's inside 10 minutes.
That's a good point there by the evaluator. Pink has too many players on the ice right now. A player in the box and 5 on the ice, and looks like the referee is going to
tell her to get out. Okay. So sitting in there on accident was Wallace. Played across, so now we're all square.
Okay, so even I was wrong there. I looked up and saw the Pink in the box and thought too many players, but it's Teal that got the original penalty, but both number 12s went, so there you go. Good honest hockey out there.
Played down low.
It's not often you see that, Jeff, where a player just goes to the box willingly, but it's more on the female side than anything, if I'm being honest. They're a lot more honest than the guys out there.
Well, usually they'll catch it right away, but they let her go there and let her sit in, and then they went and grabbed her out. So Wallace not sure what she was weighing up for, and it was because it was nothing. And now 1 minute to go here in the power play.
I liked the ref just nonchalantly, very calmly goes over, allows her to be freed from the penalty box there and doesn't cause a scene.
Those are kind of the things you might see at a camp compared to regular season or playoff games like you might see here on High Button, but we suspect that won't be our first little odd thing to happen over the next couple days. That one on the left side and steered into the half wall. Played back in around. Cleary with it. Cleary tries to go up the wall and chased after. Jumped that. Umla trying to get that in. It'll be back, and electing to just take that around the long way was Cleary. Worked into the corner. Picked up by Angoni. She'll try to go up the wall with it. Finding an open lane just onside to the middle. Looking to get the pass off, but it'll be on the ringette line. Now, hustle that again. Trying to catch up to that. Heads down the left side for Cleary. Cleary, 8 minutes to go here in the third. Can't get the lead pass off. No ice there as it went through. Picked up off the one hop here for Teal. Teal gets it over to the left side. Grabbed by Drew Reynolds. Sent down, no icing the other way. We are back to even strength though. From the end boards, it wraps in around for Cormier. Cut off there, over to LeBlanc. LeBlanc gets it as far as the stick of Carver, number 9 there on Teal. Carver plays that over to Ford. Ford tries to get it up ahead. Into the middle here for Teal. Reynolds. Reynolds over the blue line, takes that and shoots it in behind. From the end boards, McCormick to the middle. Slapped that and stopped. Over here to LeBlanc, Gwyneth LeBlanc. Into the middle, down the left side. Sparks. Sparks across to Devaney. Devaney to the middle of LeBlanc. LeBlanc gets that over to the left. Inside 7 minutes to go now as it's worked into the corner. Trying to cut off that puck. Moves over for Cormier into the middle and picked up here by Sutherland. Sutherland stops up. Sutherland lead pass to McDonald. Into the line, over the blue line, holding on, shot in tight, and they had numbers in behind. Save made, 6:35 to go here in the third.
So McDonald, fresh off getting out of the penalty box, is going to try and make something happen on the other side of the game sheet here with a good rush and a nifty little stick hailing there to get around that poke check, and just kind of ran out of real estate there.
6:35 to go here in this game, and it's 5-2 after the onslaught of 3 goals to start this period out. Back for Pink, looking to get that up ahead, but it's turned over onto the stick, stepping up, and a nice pass to the middle, jumps off the blade, and will be led ahead here to the right side. In over the line, it's sent in behind, caught up to down there in the cover by Smith, but Smith doesn't really get a stick on it. Instead, it's worked in still. From the end boards, Laventure plays it across to McDonald. Brooke McDonald, the lead pass, overskated by Monroe Oliver. Back in the other way for McLeod. McLeod onto the stick of Smith. Smith ran off into the wall, and good job keeping it in by McLeod. Back in around Laventure. Up ahead. Pass hits a stick and jumps down there for Monroe Oliver. Ooh. Shot save made, and it'll bounce back to Bellin. Palmer Bellin works from the corner. She'll turn it over, looking for that pass, streaking in, number 10, Brown. But it'll be Pink back the other way.
Look at that back check.
Great job there from Sydney Power to break up the play as it rolls up the right side. Kept in. That bounces off the stick there. Lecky from the corner. Looking to make some happen for her lines again. It's in again from the corner, and Teal picks it up right out with a lead, and that one's not going to be enough for icing as it'll slow on up there for Sinclair. Sinclair chased after, and it's along the left side. Pushed off of there. Trying to cut that to the middle. From the back end, looking for a lead, and it's in near center. 2 11s going at it there, Lecky and Chisholm, and now other players coming in to help as we tick towards the end of this game. Pink looking to have the last laugh over to the right side, stepping up, shot. That one hits the stick, I believe, and goes over the head there. Ava Fry with another good save here in the third. Shot back, and that will hit the goalie, and that's the classic. We had a real great rhythm going, and it takes something like that to break it up. 4:09 to go in the third.
That's one of those times where you wish there was glass in front of the bench, but obviously that would make no sense. But real good save there from Fry. You could see from our vantage point here, Jeff, that she had that top blocker, and that was pretty much the only spot available. And it's a tough shot as a right-handed shot on that right side, kind of on the off-wing shooting. I know it is the right wing, but trying to go cross like that is a lot tougher. But good stick there. Looks like it hit the stick, but a stick's part of the gear.
Sent the length of the ice there. 3:58 left to go here in the third, and we'll try it again on the right side. Remember, after this, we're going to go right into the U16s for our next game. We'll just do the ice, and we'll be right back out for it. So back-to-back action here to start us out, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. That one's fished in behind, picked up by Mills. Mills trying to go up the wall with it. It's over to Kim. Up into the feet. Mills plays that off to the left side. It's skated at. Cut to the middle. Pink losing it. Now a chance again, but won't get it through. Oakes with it now. Claire Oakes passes up the right. Bounces over his stick down to Cleary. In along the boards. Ringette line. Played across. Cut off. Primer got that one up ahead, and it's hustled after into the zone. Slowing down. Now here for Ford. Back to the blue line, shot from distance. Chopped back in as it hits a stick by Kim, and now into the feet, swept back on. Grabbed there by Ford. Ford flicks it up the boards, and it's slowed up. Pink looking for it. Primer in behind. Back up through the middle. That one's chucked into the corner there. Umla. Under 3 minutes to go. Gets that pass to the right side. Into the feet as it's over-skated. Trying to jump up on it. That one's whacked back into the zone. Pink with a hustle play on that. Looking for the pass. They'll get it through. Now up the right side. There for Almond. Over-skated and onto the stick, played across by Sparks. Sparks to the left side, Cormier. Cormier down the wall, 2:18 to go here in the third. Back from the corner, swept out and under That one into the end boards. Still going to work.
Yeah, that's it. Teal needs a third player in there, outman that puck, and they're going to come away with it because they do.
Picked up and led ahead there from Chason to the middle. Onto the stick here for Cormier. Cormier gonna pull in down the left side. Slowed up there and turned over onto the stick of McCormick. McCormick looks to get up with it, but it's kept in by LeBlanc. To the middle, and now hustling up the left side here, Chason. Emerson Chason loses it, and it's back out of the zone in near center. Can't be caught with too many, as a bit of confusion. 1:26 to go. Down the left side, Teal looking for more. Shoots too high as that one into the glass behind. Pink's gonna jump up on it. Into the feet. Puck swept on. 1:10 to go as it plays over to the right side. Looking for the lead pass. It is in the feet again, and we're into our final minute of play. Down the left side. That one's chipped in behind for Bellin. Bellin plays that over to McLeod. McLeod now trying to play that up the wall. It'll be onto the stick of Power and off of it in a hurry as Smith looking for it. Avery Smith taking the long way around there from the end boards. Trying to go up the wall with it on the left side. 40 seconds to go now as we're right into the end of this one. Chipped up the wall. Grabbed by McLeod. McLeod gets that over, but it's overskated. Now here on the left side, that one's sent down the zone by Monroe Oliver. 22 seconds to go as we're really closing in on the finish here. Down the right side, Pink looking for the last chance as it comes into the zone from Turner. Turner loses it over there to Chisholm. Chisholm has 2-11s hard into it there. About the first time Leckie and Chisholm have gone at it. And with 3 seconds to go, that will take us to the end. So 3 goals at the start of the third period. The difference in this one, and it'll be a 5-2 finish here for the U14s. And Duder will be back for the U16s here in a moment. But thank you for tuning in to Game 1 of our female portion here at the High Performance Camp. We'll see you shortly.